In the 1960s, scientists ran an experiment where ordinary people were told to hurt someone, and most of them obeyed, even when they knew it was wrong. Imagine you are in a room. You are told to press a button that sends a lethal electric shock to a stranger in the next room. You hear their screams. You hear them begging you to stop. You know it's wrong. Your heart is racing. Your palms are sweating. But a man in a lab coat quietly says, "The experiment requires that you continue." What do? Most people say they would stop. But history and science prove otherwise. Today on EDITH Mind, we go inside Yale University to witness the Milgram Experiment, the study that proved that the monster isn't a different species. The monster is us, just waiting for an order. To understand why Stanley Milgram started this, we have to look at the ruins of World War II. After the Holocaust, the world asked, how could so many people participate in such organized evil? In 1961, Adolf Eichmann, a key architect of the Holocaust, stood trial. People expected to see a bloodthirsty beast. Instead, they saw a desk clerk, a man who claimed he had no choice. He was just obeying. Stanley Milgram, a psychologist at Yale, wondered, was this a German trait? Or is the capacity for blind obedience buried deep within every human being, regardless of their country? Milgram recruited ordinary people, teachers, mailmen, engineers. He told them this was a study on memory and learning. They met a pleasant middle-aged man named Mr. Wallace. They drew slips of paper to see who would be the teacher and who would be the learner. But here is the first lie. The draw was rigged. Mr. Wallace was always the learner. The participant was always the teacher. The teacher was taken to the next room and sat in front of a massive shock generator. It had 30 switches, ranging from 15 volts, slight shock, to 450 volts, XXX, danger. The task, the teacher would read word pairs. If the learner got one wrong, the teacher had to flip a switch. And for every mistake, the voltage had to go up. At first, it's easy. 15 volts, 30 volts, 45 volts. It feels like a game. But then, you hit 75 volts. From the other side of the wall, you hear a grunt. By 150 volts, the learner yells, "Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart is starting to bother me now." The teacher looks for a way out. He says he's in pain. I should stop. But the experimenter, with cold, professional indifference, gives a prod. Please continue. Or the experiment requires that you continue. The psychology check. This is called the agentic state. When someone in authority takes responsibility, your brain stops seeing you as the cause of the pain. You become an agent of the system. You aren't hurting him. The experiment is hurting him. At 300 volts, the learner lets out an agonizing scream. He kicks the wall. He shouts that he refuses to answer any more questions. The teacher is shaking. Some start laughing hysterically, not out of joy, but out of pure nervous collapse. They beg the experimenter to stop. The experimenter, you have no other choice. You must go on. Then, at 330 volts, silence. The learner no longer screams. He no longer kicks the wall. For all the teacher knows, the man in the other room is unconscious or dead. The teacher asks, "What if he's dead? I won't be responsible." The experimenter replies, "I am responsible. Please continue." And with those 4 words, the teacher flips the switch. 345 volts, 360 volts, all the way to 450 volts. The XXX lethal shock. Milgram asked 40 psychiatrists to predict the results. They guessed that only 1 in 1,000 people, the sadists, would go to the end. They were wrong. 65% of participants went all the way to 450 volts. These weren't monsters. These were good people. They were crying while they did it. They were trembling. They hated every second of it. But they didn't stop. The lesson: this is cognitive dissonance. Their mind was in a war between their conscience and their duty. And in the 1960s, in a basement in Yale, duty won. You might think, that was 1961. We are smarter now. But the experiment has been repeated across the world. In the UK, in Spain, in Germany, even in virtual reality, the results are always the same. In the modern world, the lab coat has changed. It might be a corporate boss, a political leader, or even an algorithm. When we feel we aren't responsible for our actions, our morality vanishes. Not everyone obeyed. 35% walked out. What was the difference? They realized that their responsibility to a human being was higher than their responsibility to a system. The Milgram experiment isn't just a story about shocks and wires. It's a mirror. It asks us, who is in charge of your hand when it reaches for the switch? Your conscience is the only thing that separates you from the machine. Guard it. If this psychological journey opened your eyes, subscribe to EDITH Mind. The more we understand our darkness, the better we can find the light. Stay aware, stay intelligent,